Hey everyone, thanks for tuning in. Today, at long last, I finally get my hands on the Wolverine premium format figure by Sideshow. This one's been a long time coming for my collection, and I'm really looking forward to seeing how it turned out. Okay, first up, as always, let's talk about the packaging. And this one's pretty special. It's not just your average Joe, so to speak. Much more subtle, if you want to call all these claw marks and the sparks flying subtle, but it's not nearly so on the nose as we're used to. No actual artwork of the statue itself, not even any artwork of the character, apart from the mark that Wolverine leaves behind. And of course, the title treatment that we're so used to seeing on the cover of the Wolverine comic books. No silver sticker means that I got the regular edition of the statue. I'm fine with that. As cool as the Logan portrait is on the exclusive, not necessary for my purposes. I never intend to display Wolverine in any other way than masked. So you can see here that we have what appears to be a danger room motif. You can see the X pattern going on right here, but these little, they almost seem to be coming together as if they're just opening up. So that to me suggests Danger Room. It suggests Cerebro. And of course, what we're seeing here with the claws that have just recently ripped into the metal that is meant to be representative of the box. Rotating around, you can see that that pattern continues all the way to the back in sort of like an endless line art. And this actually winds up being like a diamond shape overlapping the side of the box. But again, more scraped up metal going on here. On the top, it's just the Wolverine logo, again in a metallic motif. That's about it. So let's dig into the guts of this box and see what he looks like. Okay everyone, here he is, the Wolverine premium format figure from Sideshow, still in his box exactly the way that he's going to come to you. And man, even in the box he looks glorious. You can see that I've taken the liberty of taking all the plastic away. First I want to call attention to this base. Look at how magnificent it is. It's purely the hand of a Sentinel, just trashed. Whether it's Danger Room or in real life, that's up to your imagination, not mine, man. Over here we have the two hands, fisted with claws extended. Metal claws, by the way, I believe. I just did a little bit of a tap there and maybe not. That actually might be plastic. Yeah, I think that might be plastic. At any rate, fine, whatever. It looks metal to me, that's good enough. Awesome, awesome masked portrait with a ferocious snarl emanated from its lips. And you can see that the statue itself is kind of extruded from the packaging. That's because it fits in there pretty snug. It comes wrapped in plastic, so pulling it out isn't so much of an issue when it's wrapped in the plastic. However, I didn't want to put my brand new statue all the way back in there and have it rub up against this styrofoam. I didn't want that paint and the styrofoam interacting in a way that would be detrimental, let's say. So, first thing we got to do is assemble it. So first we're going to take out the base, and it weighs a ton, everybody, and that's good because he's got an interesting posture going on. So that weight is going to be important later on down the line. So we'll just set that over here on the table. Man, yeah, that weighs a lot, people. Now, this is fairly straightforward. I'm going to lift from the torso here while kind of supporting the leg just to make sure. Don't want to put any pressure on it, any more pressure on it than we need to. There's our key. It is going to, oh, look at that. They even color-coded it, even though there's one key. That's very helpful, Sideshow. Thank you very much. Let's get that into the matching keyhole here on the base. You can see it's right behind, let's just call it the repulsor arm of the Sentinel. Just slide it down in there, let the metal piece go into the, let the metal piece slide into the boot, and you're good to go. Now finally, I'm just going to go ahead and put these hands on him, and we'll finish with the face. So bring those guys over, and 1, 2, that's done. And at last, the glorious masked portrait. Look at that, his sideburns are coming down the side. That's really, really awesome. And let's get it on there. Perfect. And there it is. This statue's been out a while, and I know I took my sweet time getting my hands on it. But even when it first came out, when I first saw it on display, I thought this has to be one of the most dynamic pieces that Sideshow has ever produced. In addition to the detail on the hands, look at how far forward Wolverine is leaning. I mean, that just really suggests motion, and it also suggests that there's a significant challenge to getting him to maintain that position without leaning. Fortunately, the design of the key is such that I think it really minimizes that risk. In regards to the paint, I really think that it's on point. Those gloves, they read like leather. The pauldrons read like armor. The costume reads like some sort of exotic fabric. And look at all the rich detail in the hand of the Sentinel from which he's leaping. The subtle difference in tones with all the blues that were used, from the Sentinel's hand to Wolverine's gloves, the side panels on his costume, and the pauldrons on his shoulders, really stand out. It just shows that they went the extra mile to give us a rich, deep display of color here. Again, getting back to that stance, the angle in this photo and the next really highlights the attention to detail that they gave this figure in terms of providing it with some direction and some sense of motion. It's a thing that they've really carried forward into other pieces in the X-Men line, and I'm thinking of Gambit, I'm thinking of Rogue, I'm thinking even of Juggernaut, just how his momentum is very, very apparent in the sculpt. There, right there, look at that black on those boots and how realistic it looks. It looks like black leather. The paint combined with the sculptor's work, they work in tandem. They just make it look like the real thing. And look at all the glorious detail on this Sentinel hand. It's fantastic. I'm struggling to come up with a base that Sideshow has done that I've been more thrilled about than this one. Also, the X-23 PF and the Magneto maquette feature a similar level of detail. Obviously, those were meant to be companion pieces. You really shouldn't have to have me tell you exactly how I feel about this piece. It should be obvious in the excitement of my voice. I love it. I'm thrilled with it. It's not going anywhere ever. Well done, Sideshow, and until next time, be good to your plastic.